we are speaking to Honorable Minister Hajat Saida Namirembe Bumba. By the way, Honorable Minister, I come from the NAMBI Children Initiatives, and is a local NGO also. And we are in Kifumbira slums, Katanga slums. But as we work, there's a rampant problem of child abuse on the ground.
That's true.
Speak to the parents, the mothers, as a minister. What do you think? I mean, we cannot build so many orphanages. There will not even be enough to accommodate all the children that are vulnerable. Speak to the mothers.
First of all, we have to identify the cause of the neglect. And these causes are quite numerous. Some of them are social factors, others are economic, and others are due to illiteracy. There is an English saying that if you educate a woman, you have educated a nation. There are many desperate women because they don't have any education to earn them a living. They don't have any assets. They don't qualify for any jobs. But in spite of all that, the biological force has made them deliver children. And because they cannot neither look after themselves nor the children, what they do is to offload their anger on the children. And at the same time, the communities where these children live encourage child neglect. For instance, right now in Kampala, most of the street children we have are from Karamoja. And that says volumes about the community where they are coming from in those large numbers. Because first of all, they would be identified missing if the community cared. They would be seen being transported to Kampala if the community cared. But the community doesn't care. And really, in Africa here, a child belongs to the community. But the community also, like the desperate mothers, have run away from their responsibility.
As a mother and a woman, I see you nearing 60 years of age. How did you be strong enough to say, I must seek education? You know, some of our mothers never went to school. They did not even know how to write their names or read. So how did you make it? I mean, that makes me respect you even more.
I think I was lucky. My mom was fairly educated. She was a Christian. When my father married her, I think it is because he admired the education. Yes, that what
she was literate.
She was literate. That literacy. I remember she used even to teach us some few English words, the little he knew.
Your father is a wise man.
Yes, and my dad really loved his children alike. But I must say, he paid special attention to the girls. And I was lucky that I was one of those, because of my hard work, whom he really focused on. I was doing very well at school. I wouldn't like to blow my trumpet, but I was always a star student. And even at home, my dad was a commercial farmer. And whenever...
So he was proud of you?
Yes. Whenever we were on holiday, I would take over some of his responsibility in managing his estate.
Your dad trained you to be
Yes,
strong.
my dad trained me.
And to accept that you can have... And I hope, fathers, you're listening to this and really learning how you can empower your young girls to become ministers of tomorrow. So your father trusted you.
He did, indeed.
And so, indeed, you got confidence and you got empowered.
Yes. I started the treasury management at home. Whenever I was on holiday, I would take over paying the workers, preparing the receipts. In spite of the fact that I was good at mathematics, it really inspired me to go on the finance side in my education.
Wow. You were, again, Minister of Finance. How was that for you? The first female Minister of Finance in the Republic of Uganda.
To me, there was nothing unusual from the other portfolios which I had earlier held.
You knew you could take it on.
Yes, I knew I could take it on. But for me, wherever I go, I promote teamwork. It's a very challenging ministry, being the lifeblood of the economy, of everything. There were always challenges. The more challenges, than soft ground. Of course, I had my ideas, and I used really to struggle to convince them to buy my ideas, because it's not, you don't just tell them, let's do this, dictate this and that. No, you have to prove your points, and I used to do that. And we worked very well. It was extra work, but for me, I'm used to hard working. In fact, when I'm redundant, I fall sick. When I'm at home, my husband always complains, I must find work. I must find work. So it was a big load, but because that's what I'm used to, I managed. And I would like really to thank the president for having given me that opportunity, to the extent that my performance was globally appreciated.
You received an award.
When I received the award of the best finance minister of Africa in 2010.
Wow.
And you can imagine we had just come out of the turbulent period of the financial crisis. And Uganda is one of those countries, and under my management of the Treasury, which was rated as one of the best performers, as one of those which had the best strategies to get out, to minimize or to mitigate against the effects of the global financial crisis.
Speak about one of the greatest moments of your life as we begin to understand your spirit.
I think the greatest moment was when they appointed me a minister. I had not stood for elections. I did not expect it. And it's not one of those things which had crossed my mind. I just got a phone call. For me, I wanted to renew my contract with the Electoral Commission, and they said they have been appointed a minister. I didn't know how to react because I had not been in mainstream politics.
Yes.
And there it came, and I took it on.
What are you professionally?
I have a bachelor's degree in commerce. I specialized in accounting, and I think I was the first woman chief accountant of a bank in Uganda.
African Development Bank?
No, Uganda Development Bank.
Uganda Development.
I hold a master's degree in business finance, specializing in, specializing in a master's degree in business finance, specializing in business finance for small and medium enterprises.
Yes.
And I've done quite a number of courses in banking, especially banking. I've traded in money markets, international money markets. When I worked with Citibank, in fact, I got an award for being one of those who are doing very well in money market, international money markets. Yes. For Citibank. I did international trade, and I really participated in quite a lot when we were starting, when Uganda was opening up international relations banks.
Yes.
I was one of those who were teaching the bankers how to do it. There are quite a number of things I've done.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
What are some of your human values that others can learn from you?
A commitment to work. I like working and believing in oneself. And thirdly, is being caring for others. I have a large family I care for. Most of them are neither my clanmate, nor my tribemate, nor my religious mate.
So you give?
Yeah, I do. And I got that from my dad. My dad had a large nucleus family. We're about 38 in the family.
Wow.
On top of that, he cared for a diverse family. And he always makes sure that if he made a commitment to care for somebody, he will do it to his satisfaction. So really, those are my values.
Wow.
Yes.
Hard work, commitment to family.
Yes.
As in you're a giver. And which is the third one?
The third one is caring for others.
Caring for others. You are a mother. Speak about that. How has that been for you and some of the marriage values? Because today, marriage has gone haywire for most of us. Speak to us about marriage values and motherhood.
I've been married since I left university. Mr. Bomba got me when I was in my third year at university.
Yes.
And we have happily lived together. God has given us a family.
Yes.
I have a family of 4, 2 girls and 2 boys. But one of the things which has given me fulfillment is raising that family. That is the nucleus. But I've got a larger family around which I care for. But speaking about my nucleus family, they have not been easy children to bring up. Like all children.
Yes.
And they always complained to my friends that I've always been a tough mother. But I always made sure that in spite of my toughness, I had a soft moment for them. And through a combination of those two, I want to thank God that so far my children appear to be responsible children. And I judge it from the way they have performed in school. They're doing very well. They were doing very well at school. And all of them took on leadership positions in the schools where they served.
Today, marriages, churches, mosques, they will tell you there's a problem. What can we do about marriage? And what are the values that you know that can hold marriages together?
I think there is no general formula for sustainable marriage. Because these are strangers meeting for the first time. They like each other, first impression, and they decide to go into permanent relationship.
Yes.
And that really requires a lot of skills from either party in accommodating each other. Because even children who have grown up in the same house, we used to fight a lot. Same father, but we would fight, we would quarrel. But because of that, because there was always a father and a mother, the linkage, of course, couldn't break because it was a blood linkage. But here, I think what is really lacking is tolerance to each other. There is no marriage which is easy. It's like life. Because even in life, today you are very happy, the next moment there is a problem, and thereafter you are out of it.
That's true.
Even marriage is like that. But what is important is to accommodate and appreciate each other's weakness, each other's strength. That's the only way to go.
Honorable Minister, when you're faced with a big challenge, how do you handle?
First of all, I'm a religious woman. I believe in the one true God. Anything which happens to me, first of all, I thank the Almighty Allah. And I ask Him to get me out of it. Usually, after a short prayer, I recollect myself. And then I'll share with my husband, or with my children, or with a close friend.
Now, in life, you've moved through different places. What do you know today for sure? What has life taught you that you can share with us? Like a life lesson.
A life lesson is to be true to what you are doing. To be true to the people you live with.
I would like to ask you, and this is the light moment, your favorite pastime. Are you in sports? What do you do in your favorite pastime? Besides, I know you're a farmer and the other things
that is my #1 hobby.
Farming.
Farming.
Yes.
Whenever I get a moment, whenever I'm stressed, I go and look at the crops. I get rejuvenated. I really love it.
Yes. Hajat, today you're back in the Ministry of Gender. What do you hope to see here?
Today, the biggest challenge facing our economy, our country, is unemployment of the young people. Both educated, uneducated, is a very big challenge.
Yes.
And these are the future leaders. They are the leaders of today's leaders. So really the biggest challenge is how to get these children, is how to get these tomorrow's leaders employed. And that's what I'm focusing on. Before I left the Ministry of Finance, I initiated the Youth Entrepreneurs Fund the 44.5 billions, there's so much talked about. And I was focusing on creating jobs for the young people. So really, all the policies we are doing now are geared towards creating decent Ugandans who are employed, who are going to become tomorrow's taxpayers for our economy to grow. It's a big challenge. If we don't address it, we are sitting on a time bomb.
Then lastly, I want you to talk about, as you've served, your words about the future of Uganda.
Uganda is a very promising country. I think if you look at the National Development Plan, the foundation is getting concretized. Because what we need for this country to go to the next level in the economy is the infrastructure. And of course agriculture. Our land is there. It's God given. With 20% water coverage. What we've been lacking is modern agriculture. And that's what we are looking into now under the plan for modernization of agriculture. Irrigation. Once we start irrigating and we will get away from this primitive way of farming, Uganda will become the food basket of the region.
I wish to congratulate you on behalf of the old people of Uganda.
Thank you.
For having actualized the program for the old. Tell us about it.
Oh, I'm so happy that that program was initiated when I was here. And when I went to finance, I made sure that it got the blessing. And I'm happy I'm back when we are starting the implementation. Because of HIV/AIDS and many other problems, and the disintegration of our community care system, many other persons are living a miserable life. They cannot even access the government services which are around. Like we have got these health centers. Many of them lack the 1,000 and 2,000 shillings to get a border to go to school. To go to the hospital, to the health center for treatment. And many of them are caregivers to their orphaned grandchildren. And many of these children, in fact, constitute the biggest part of the early school dropouts because they can't provide them with the basics. A girl needs certain things and she can't get them from the grandfather, so she just drops out of school and is tempted by 500 shillings. The next day, she's a child mother. She needs a pen or a pencil, she can't get it, it drops out of school. So this little support we are giving to the older persons, starting with the districts with the highest poverty index, is really helping those people to access the government services.
I would like to congratulate you. It has been so nice and such an inspiring and motivating talk today.
Thank you.
You do not know what your words can enrich another life in terms of education, motivating them and inspiring them. Yes. Your last words to Uganda?
Farida, first of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity and to encourage you for these talks, because you are really educating the people. To the people of Uganda, my message, I've already stated it: be committed to yourself, to your family, to your community, and to your country. Thank you very much.
Mama Abana, Hajat, NAMBI, FARIDAH, Uganda is proud of you.